Hi, Davir, and today we have a new episode in the channel. And today we're going to be talking about trying new things. And the reason why I say this is because I think when you don't expand, because you can get stuck doing the same thing over and over again, which is not a bad thing if it actually works, but eventually you're going to plateau. You can't always expect things to keep going up and up in terms of progress, but there comes a point where you kind of see that you've stopped growing. And that can be a dangerous thing because if you've done something for so long, you may think that that's just how you do things. Like that's the right way. But if you want to grow, if you want to expand, you have to go beyond what you normally do. And it can be scary, but if you don't do it, then you remain where you are. It reminds me of this idea of what got you here may not necessarily get you to where you want to go. So even if something has worked for a time, it does not mean that you should still be doing that forever. There comes a time where you do have to change course, adapt, make big adjustments. And I think I'm kind of in that zone or space. Because it's not like you always have to change or adjust every day. I think it's good to enjoy moments where you just coast for a while. Basically, you have the same to-do list and you just do the thing over and over again, which is good, but eventually you have to adapt. And I've been seeing people on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, artists, not just artists, but people who try to pursue whatever their craft is, but they do change. They don't always do the same thing. There's like a season to these types of stuff. And sometimes it's not even a season because a season means it's like a cycle, but sometimes there are things you just have to kind of let go. And to me, that's kind of hard because again, if you're so used to doing something, let's say you have the same routine and that has gotten you to where you are today, but you do notice that you've been stagnating, chances are your routine has to change. And what may have worked, what did work in the past, may not work now for the future you want for yourself. So it's good to try new things. I've actually been trying this new tablet by DTJaw. It's the TW610 wireless drawing tablet or pen tablet. And I must say, out of all the pen tablets I've had, I would actually recommend this one the most. Because I did have issues with my previous pen tablets, and that's kind of what led me to using pen displays instead. Basically, tablets with a screen, whether it's connected to your laptop or computer or a standalone tablet. But having this did change my approach to making art. Like I'm not against using a pen tablet in my process anymore, only because if the tool you have is seamless, you're more likely to use it. And the thing when it comes to this one specifically, I just don't notice any kind of major issue. For example, when it comes to its size or drawing area, it's not exactly small. It's a medium-sized tablet, definitely bigger than some of my other tablets. And because of that, it doesn't hurt my wrist. Being able to move your hand, your shoulder, your whole arm around the tablet is very essential, especially if you're trying to draw for longer sessions. Because if it's too small of a surface area, you're going to strain your joints, especially your wrist. So it does have a good size. When it comes to the actual feel, both the tablet and the actual stylus, they have a very professional feel. I would even say out of all the stylus pens I've had, this one looks, and not just looks, but it feels the best. It's not as thick as like the typical stylus from big major brands, tablet brands. It's slightly thinner and it does have like a nice taper like most styluses, but it doesn't have like a very thick circumference, and I do like that. When it comes to the pen pressure as well, it does have 16,000 plus pressure levels, which is very common nowadays. And I did notice that when I did connect it to my laptop, the area where you can change your pen pressure settings, I did not have to do anything on that kind of end, which to me is pretty cool because oftentimes with my previous, whether pen tablets or pen displays or even standalone tablets, I did have to change the pen pressure manually to get the pen pressure I wanted. But for this one, I was pretty surprised. I did not have to do anything. Obviously, you can still adjust it to your needs, but not having to actually do anything was pretty cool on my end. It also has like the typical 60-degree tilt, which is pretty much a requirement if you're trying to go for a more manual look. because if you can't control the angle of your brushes, of your strokes, it's gonna make your artwork look bland. So I think having this feature is pretty important, especially if you're like, let's say, sketching or painting with a flat brush. It's gonna be even more noticeable if your pen has this kind of tilt support. So overall, from my personal experience, I do recommend this. Again, out of all the pen tablets I've had, this one just has everything. It has the aesthetics, it has the professional feel. It doesn't have the lag. Again, there's Bluetooth, which is pretty cool. And I think as someone who transitioned from pen tablet to pen displays and standalone tablets, basically tablets with screens, this made me not necessarily go back to just using pen tablets, but using pen tablets as a part of my process as well, meaning it's not something I would never use. Because I think in the past, I've had again, bad experiences with pen tablets, whether it's the size, whether it's the Bluetooth connectivity, but this one just solves everything. So out of all the brands I've used, I would recommend this one the most. If you want to check out the DigiDraw TW610, you can check the link in the description below. So aside from that, I also think it's, for example, there are some, let's say you're doing content online, you're doing art, but you do try to share your work in multiple platforms. I do notice that not all platforms are made the same, meaning if you post the same thing in multiple platforms, it does not mean it's going to generate the same results, which does mean you have to adapt to that specific social media platform. So you can keep forcing yourself to post the same thing, create the same thing, but if the results don't match, then you do have to change something. But obviously trying to find out what works, it takes a lot of experimentation, a lot of trial and error, which can be frustrating. But if you don't try new things, well then you're gonna get the same results, the results you don't actually want. And sometimes it's not even about, yes, results matter, growth matters, but sometimes when you do the same thing over and over again, you kind of lose that spark, almost that love for that thing. It's kind of like when you're with your special partner, which I don't have. I'm so lonely. If you do the same thing over and over again, eventually it's not like you will dump the person, but it kind of becomes stale. So once in a while, maybe you would go out, go on a date to kind of liven things up, right? And spice things up, stuff like that. So I think that's kind of the same way when it comes to our passions. In this case, when it comes to art, you just can't do. It's good to have a routine. It's good to have a plan, like a program, right? Because we don't want to overthink things constantly. Like you want to follow and just focus on execution, but there's gonna come a time when that constant execution of your plan leads to nowhere. And you have to admit that if something is not working, it's not working. I also think there's a bit of an ego thing here, because if you feel like you change, maybe you feel like deep down you've made a mistake. But obviously, to quickly kind of combat that, just focus on the fact that you've gotten to where you are right now, doing that same thing, the thing you've constantly kind of repeated. So it's not like it wasn't wrong. It's just it has served its purpose, And now that you see that things need to change, it's simply like it's almost like you have a new chapter in your own life, and I think that's an exciting thing to think about. It's kind of like having like a New Year's resolution. I don't really do those because I don't have to wait. I don't think you have to wait for the new year to actually start things. But I do get why people do things that way. It's kind of like, how when you start your day, you feel like you have a new chance to try things. Or for me, whenever I take a shower, a nice warm shower, even if I do it at night, once I'm done showering, I feel refreshed. I feel like I can do something. I can be productive. Like there's something about that washing away of whatever that feels like I can start again. So you don't have to wait for like the New Year's to try new things. You can start right now. But I do think you need some kind of ritual, some kind of event that signifies a new beginning. It's kind of like, for me, also making a cup of coffee. To me, that's a way to. It's like a new save point almost, or starting point. And I think when you don't have that kind of ritual to cling to, it's hard to actually try new things. So you want to find a way to break that routine, to break that system you have right now, introduce something new, introduce like a new ritual, or maybe you have a ritual, but yeah, you get my point. Because I saw this TikTok video of this guy, and he mentioned how if you want to keep moving forward, you want to have something to always look forward to. Maybe it doesn't even have to be like a big dream. Maybe it's just the next thing. For me, maybe it's growing my channel or my other social media platforms. Maybe it's leveling up my skill so I can create this kind of specific art in this kind of like professional level. Things like this. Like when you have something that you can look forward to, it just makes your life less boring. And whenever you're scared of trying something new, I think when you think about the next thing you want and you relate that to, like, if I don't try new things now, I won't be able to get that thing that I'm looking forward to. When you see things that way, it makes the struggle less of a struggle. So if you need some hope core or some hopium, just make sure you have something to look forward to. Actually, maybe I need to write it down myself, because I do know I have a couple. And to be honest, I used to have this, like the way I think now and behave now, it's very different than how I behaved in the past. I used to be somewhat, maybe not totally depressed, but just almost lifeless, like a rag doll, just there, being like pumped and up. Um, and it's kind of sad thinking about that now. And I think the reason why I did change over time is because I've leaned more into like my dreamer mindset, meaning I just look forward to, even though I don't have what I want right now. And sometimes I don't even know what I really want. I just know that I want it's like a vague positive future that I kind of feel. I can't even totally see it, but I can feel that it's out there, like within my reach eventually. Because of that shift, I don't feel as sad. I don't feel I'm no longer the piece of meat, that's there just bed rotting all day. And to me, that's growth. And the reason why I'm able to get here to where I am now is because I did try new things in the past. So if I did try new things in the past, why can't I try new things now for the future? So I think that's the message I want to leave you with. Hopefully it helps. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.